out there today? I hope you're doing good. This is Dr. Keith Henry with another quick wellness news nugget. I am a naturopath, and I like to, in these quick wellness news nugget, take a story that just came out today or sometime within the past week and give my commentary on it. Remember to subscribe and share these videos, and let's get right into this wellness news, this quick wellness news nugget. This is from greenmedinfo.com, published on yesterday, September the 16th. It's entitled 6 Natural Ibuprofen Alternatives Backed by Clinical Research. Now, with all the talk about opiates and the opiate crisis now, it's very important to understand the dangers associated with painkillers of any sort that are not natural. This article starts off by pointing out how the public's growing awareness of the deadly side effects associated with the regular use of synthetic painkillers like ibuprofen. The need for natural, evidence-based alternatives has never been greater. And the article goes on to show how people generally think that over-the-counter drugs are safer than physician-prescribed ones, but the fact of the matter is that does not hold true for drugs like ibuprofen, which is consumed at a rate of billions of doses every year, and is responsible for thousands of cardiovascular disease-related deaths each year. And the article asked the question, did you know that Merck's blockbuster drug Vioxx caused more than 27,000 deaths and heart attacks between 1999 and 2003? And it goes on to point out how it was the FDA's own drug safety researcher, David Graham, who actually blew the whistle on the agency in 2004 at a congressional hearing. And he estimated that over 60,000 Americans died as a result of its use, and also as a result of the FDA's inaction around the well-known side effects of this drug, Vioxx. And then the article goes on to point out, to make a comparison between ibuprofen and Vioxx. And it goes on to show how researchers have actually known that ibuprofen is at least as dangerous as Vioxx, and they've known it for at least 6 years. But notwithstanding, millions upon millions of people continue to take the drug daily without receiving adequate warnings. It points out also the dangers that's associated with cardiovascular and cardiac mortality statistics show how, as a result of this drug, these mortality statistics keep going up, and specifically those that are associated with this consumption. The article goes on to point out, it says, for further background on the severe and still unreported dangers of ibuprofen, consult the following articles. And they list 3 articles on their site. One is ibuprofen. Ibuprofen kills thousands each year. So what is the alternative? Another one they list is ibuprofen can stop your heart. 31% increase in cardiac arrest risk. Is ibuprofen as deadly as Vioxx? And the article goes on to point out how that if you consider the veritable nightmare of adverse effects associated with ibuprofen, that it essentially is so effective that it permanently cures pain by killing the patient. And then it basically says it would behoove both the medical professional and the health consumer to find safer alternatives. And then the article goes in to consider some alternatives. I am familiar with all of these alternatives, and let's look at them briefly. They point out here are I guess there's a misprint in their article on the article. It says here are 5 clinically validated natural alternatives worth considering. First, they talk about arnica. Arnica, it goes on to point out that during the 2007 study, this study in 2007 rather found that arnica applied topically was as effective as ibuprofen for relieving symptoms associated with osteoarthritis of the wrist, and also with less side effects. And then the next one it lists is ginger. And it goes on to say that a 2009 study found that ginger was effective as ibuprofen for pain symptoms associated with difficult menstrual cycles. I know this to be the case. I've recommended it for women who were suffering from PMS and the pain associated with it. And I've seen ginger tea stop that pain in about 20 minutes. The next one listed is turmeric, and this is a 2014 study found that turmeric extracts were as effective as ibuprofen for relieving symptoms of knee osteoarthritis. And then it talks about thyme, and it cites a 2004 study which found that An extract of thiamine was as effective as ibuprofen in reducing pain and spasms symptoms associated with difficult menstrual cycles as well. And then it points out omega-3 fatty acids, and it points out or references a 2006 study which found that omega-3 fatty acid supplementation. Now here it says fish oil. I would recommend not using fish oil. That's what was used. But I would recommend using omega-3s from a different source and a plant-based source, like maybe flax seeds. Anyway, it says, with this fish oil, they help neurosurgery patients reduce their need for medication and experience results. And they experience results consistent with previous research indicating palliative effects at least as effective as ibuprofen. And then they list cinnamon. And they cite a 2015 study which found that cinnamon was as effective as ibuprofen for pain associated with difficult menstrual cycles as well. So again, you can read this entire article at greenmedinfo.com, and it's entitled 6 Natural Ibuprofen Alternatives Backed by Clinical Research. Remember to subscribe. Thank you for listening. Till next time, take care.